Don't get in my way now.
Welcome back to the Team League. Right now, Younghwa has already started his Younghwa roll. He's got 2 kills already, and up next, he is playing against, we like to call him Golem. Some people out there like to call him Mia for some reason. Not really sure why. He's very clearly Golem.
Yeah, the nickname Golem is one thing that you will find out later on when they show the shots of the players in the booth when they're already playing. You will know exactly why he has this nickname. But Mia is a player that we've seen a couple of times already. 4 Slayers come out in the Team League. He's a decent Zerg player who can do really well, but I'm not quite sure if he's up for the task. This is not going to be easy.
Yeah.
Younghwa these days, the guy is on a roll.
It's like, you know, as I said before the break, he's like the snowball that's rolling down the hill that just gets bigger and bigger before it gets out of control. The map choice is Whirlwind, a very large map. Smart choice against a Protoss player. If they don't stop Younghwa here, his momentum may be too strong. I think he actually might be able to get another ult kill. It's possible.
The problem with Younghwa right now is that he is really gathering up momentum, as you already said. And Mia has the advantage that he can pick the map. Whirlwind is, of course, being in his favor at first. But actually, it's funny because this is one of the maps where it's very, very hard to make Broodlords work in the later stage of the game. The reason being, it is a huge map, and therefore the Protoss player always has a chance to just circumvent the Zerg army that is trying to crawl across the map and then looking for an opportunity to take down a base or 2 of the Zerg before retreating and actually facing the army.
And if the Broodlords ever get out of position or away from their support units, the Infestors on the ground, the Spine Crawlers, for example, there's just nowhere for them to hide. There's no gaps, there's no valleys, no pits where they can hide over and not be attacked by Stalkers. Very easy to just blink under them and snipe them. Similar to, for example, Antigua, but even more so on this map. It's just so open out there.
At first, though, the Zerg player has, of course, a great opportunity to start into this game with a bit of greed. He can also be aggressive when he realizes that his opponent is trying to take a 3rd base. There is a lot that he can do with the Roach, Ling, Infestor on this map. So a lot of opportunities, and Mia is getting ready. He knows that he has to make this happen right now. If Younghwa takes another win, he will be one who was able to take down Dark, MMA, and of course the 3rd player now as well. This is going to be really, really tricky.
Yeah, this is going to be quite tricky. It's getting in the lobby now. I think, like I said earlier, they have to beat him here. Otherwise, he becomes too strong. And he may even be, even if he doesn't get the ult kill, that is entirely possible that he gets again, then he will probably get a few more points, because then it's like, once Mia is gone, who do you use? Do you pull out like the King? Do you pull Ryung out here? Or do you try to save him for later? Then who do you send out? What if Younghwa just gets another point? Then suddenly you're running out of options. And they don't want to use a player like Ryung this early, I don't feel. So Slayers got to stop him. They chose the map. They chose Mia here. They're relying on him. He needs a win really badly right now. We're not that far into the Team League, but the momentum here it's coming. It's very obvious that Younghwa is really gaining a lot of it right now.
A bit of a problem that I have with this choice is that Younghwa is currently so strong against Zerg that it's actually scary. I mean, I have a couple of stats here. I can just lay them out to you. He was able to take down Monster at the WCG Korea qualifier without dropping a single map. In a Team League, of course, already in the preliminaries, he took down Byal, Moon, Lovesick, another 3 players in a best-of-1 maps. He was able to win against Bly at the IEM Cologne without dropping a map. The only player who stopped him in the past was actually Nurture at the final of Home Story Cup. And even at Home Story Cup, he was playing so strong against Zerg. I'm really not sure if a Zerg player is the best choice against this guy. And I feel that Slayers is becoming, I don't really want to call it desperate, but they are a little bit edgy. They try to send out MMA in order to stop him, and now they are just looking at the roster and thinking about, okay, who can we choose to take him down? Do you think that the Protoss versus Protoss might have been the better option?
I'm thinking about it, and you know, I didn't see Puzzle today, but is he actually here? If he is here, I think he might have been a decent choice. He has shown pretty good Protoss versus Protoss in the past.
Puzzle pulled out of the GSL and of the NASL,
that's right.
So therefore I don't think...
I assume, yeah, okay, so that's why...
Actually, who tweeted about that? Yeah, it was you.
It was me, man. But hey, I was thinking about GSL and NASL only. But yeah, if his injury is still going on, I'm sure he's not going to be playing right now. But if they had Puzzle here, then he would have been a smart choice. Genius is here, but I think he and Ryung are the guys you want to wait until later.
Yeah.
You know, Crank was someone you could have relied on in the past before, but now he's no longer an option. So
it's difficult. It's really not an easy choice.
The lineup is kind of thinning out a little bit for them, I feel. They've got a lot of new talent coming in, but that new talent doesn't yet have the experience to take on a player like this, I feel, especially someone who's got this much momentum right now.
And at the same time, you always have to think about the next game. So they are gambling a little bit, I feel. They really know that it's taking a bit of a risk. They have stronger players on the lineup that they could use here, but they have just faith in Mia's ability on a map that he was able to choose to take him down. And they know that they later on will have to face players like MVP, like Seed, that are in, well, MVP still being in Code S. Seed is out, but he is the former champion, so he's really strong. He's shown this in the past as well. So definitely a bit of a ballsy choice to go for Mia here. Also a lot of faith that Seller has in his player. And he just joined the lobby, so we are about to get things started.
Yep, and just verifying Younghwa is ready, and he did. We're just going to start right now, guys. No more waiting. It's time for Mia against Younghwa here. Mia needs a win for his team right now. Younghwa is on a roll. This is the GSTL with Powder and Wolf.
At the bottom right of the map, Whirlwind, we have once again for the Slayers team a Zerg player. After Dark was able to win against MC and lost to Younghwa, it is now up to this guy to put another point onto the scoreboard.
Slayers Mia!
Slayers Mia indeed, and here we have a shot of him. This is why we call... Actually, his posture is getting a lot better.
Yeah, he looks a little bit better in that shot.
Maybe still a little bit Golem-like, but not as much as in the past.
Watch those VODs.
Yeah, working at his posture here. To the bottom left of Whirlwind, we have his opponent, a very strong player for the LGIM team, who was able to get an all-kill against Fnatic in the preliminaries. It is...
LGIM Younghwa!
We already talked during the break, not only in the break, but before the game started, a little bit about his record against Zerg, but for all the guys who tune into the VODs, I just want to mention it once again. The choice to send out Mia is a move that the Slayers team made because they have a lot of hopes, a lot of faith into Mia, but at the same time, Younghwa is now in one of his best matchups, and I really want to say his best matchup because against Zerg he's just so strong. Just recently a 2-0 win against MVP Monster in the all-kill against Fnatic. Younghwa was able to take down Bjal, Moon and Lovesick. Bly, another Zerg opponent that Younghwa was able to defeat without dropping a single map at the IM in Cologne. And if you just go down the match history of Younghwa, you have a lot of Zerg victims. So this guy really shines in the CVP.
I think he's going to cannon. I know now it seems pretty obvious he is. He's going to take a third pile on the wall this, and boom. There's no way for the drone to get inside. And based on his pylon or his force placement, I thought this was a possibility. But
and you know, this is exactly what we've seen yesterday.
Yep. This is such a crazy position for the Zerg to deal with him. This is actually becoming, this was out of style for a while, but right now it's just becoming more and more popular. Oh, a great placement here on the second cannon. Even gets the money back for that pylon. This is really smart cannoning here, and will he cancel?
This is a style that we have seen yesterday from Tyr. Tyr did use this against Bjal and followed things up with a very interesting Immortal push afterwards. So let's see if there's going to be a cancel at this point. It looks like he might do it because yes, he has already the third base being built, and upon seeing the cancel, the first thing that Younghwa decides to do is to cancel cannon number 2.
Yes. Now he's going to make sure very carefully that there's no additional cannoning going on at that third base. He does check for that with the drone. Too risky to do that as a Protoss because the wings are already going to be out. They're going to take care of your cannons.
What at this position is really important to mention is that what did Younghwa achieve? Younghwa made sure that Mia has this expansion a lot later, the natural is, and at the same time he also delays the third of his opponent.
He can only have one expansion right now. He can't have both.
He can try to hide one, and Younghwa will most likely going to look for another third base. But right now, this natural cannot be taken. I mean, what do you use to take the natural? There's one cannon. You can't just attack with Zerglings. That's not possible. You have to send the queen out.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that the queen is tanking the damage from the cannon, and then you can start to take it down. But with good manual focusing, Yonghwa can still kill a lot of Zerglings and make sure that Mia once again has to sacrifice lava.
He's actually going to go for it too. First Ling is down. And he's probably going to lose all of these Lings, but the cannon will fall. Only a few Lings able to fire here. And now the final Ling looks like it's going to fall, and then the cannon will as well.
Yeah. So the cannon dies, the expansion is being taken at 5:30, roughly a minute after you usually want to take it. So that's also a bit of a problem here for Mia, and of course all these Zerglings that he just lost, which means that he has to sacrifice additional lava as mentioned.
Yeah, and now he has pulled out a gas. The gas was seen by the probe. He's going to go in to check and see if he's pulled out. This is so smart. Comes in here with the probe. And he may not actually be able to see it. He's going to have to avoid the creep. He's got to click on that. And he clicks. He sees, okay, only one drone in the gas.
Yeah, so now he knows exactly what's going on in the base of Mia. Very, very good play by Yonghwa so far. And it was so important to actually avoid the creep because, guys, you might know that in case you're new to StarCraft, the Zerg player gets a bit of a speed boost on creep for his units. That's the reason why the probe was trying to avoid the creep for as long as possible so that the Zergling was not able to catch up.
Yeah. And the Stargate has been the tech of choice for MC earlier, and he's going to be following in his footsteps, so to speak, with the Stargate coming down here right now. This is a strategy that, on this map, I think is pretty cool, because the map is so large, but Stargate units are so fast, they can fly over terrain, can get over there a lot faster than you can, for example, in Immortal Push. The Overlord is actually going to try to scout. He's on the correct path, but he's going to be deterred by the Sentry. He actually may still be able to see it. It's going to be close. Either way, he's going to show the Stargate play very likely right after the Overlord dies anyways. He's going Phoenix first, though.
With the second Sentry, he might not be able to spot it. This is going to be so close, and he saw it. Yes, he saw it. No, he didn't.
He didn't, oh my god.
I could have sworn that he had a glimpse at the Stargate, but no. There it is, and the robotics facility follows.
You know, it's funny in this situation, it's so hard to tell if he saw. You know, in this situation as a pros player, sometimes you don't even know. You're like, well, did he see? Like, does he know? I don't know if he knows. It's always tough to make judgment calls here, but he's going to continue with the plan. Hiding the Phoenixes right now. Then he's going to switch into Colossi. We've seen this before.
This is one of the things that's going to change in Heart of the Swarm a little bit when we have, for example, the scan of a Terran player with this outline, so that you always know about the range of the scan, and then not only as the Terran player but also as the opponent, you know exactly what was within the vision.
Yes, and as the observers and spectators as well. I mean, obviously we can check the vision, but it's very clear. Here's the robotic support, but he's starting it before he even shows the Phoenixes. He's got this plan down to the T, he's just going to execute it.
He has to move out with the fourth Phoenix, of course. 4 are enough to take down a Queen, that's when you want to go.
If he waits for 5th, though, this just wouldn't make sense. Yeah, he's going now. He's got the 5th one rallied, though. Overlord in position to spot, but he has not started Spores yet. The Queen count only at 3, so he actually would likely lose all 3 of them. There's nothing he can do to stop it. No way.
He moves in, he doesn't even bother with the Overlord at all. He will kill every single Queen there is if he wants to.
Yeah,
he takes down the first one immediately. The Spore Crawlers, they have been started, but so far there is just nothing for Mia to save these units. He's heading into the main base right now. He wants the second Queen.
And he will get it. Picks her up. Like you said, it only takes 1 lift with 4 Phoenixes. He's making additional Queens right now, 2 of them, as well as 4 Spore Crawlers, but he's going to lose a lot here. And then once he's lost the Queens, the Overlords have to be pulled correctly. He's actually going to go for drones rather than Overlords. Either one is a good choice.
He can still kill a few Overlords. It takes so long for them to get into to safety over the Spore Crawlers. There are 2 that will die.
And you can even pick off 1 from the group. The weak and sick Overlords, what Phoenix like to go to. Similar to wolves in a hunt, or even lions or hyenas. Phoenixes hunt their prey. We're going to see 3rd base, actually, it looks like here. He has forced the lair tech to come out. Rather than Hydras going Infestors, which is the more normal choice, as people figured out that Hydras are just not very useful when if your opponent just leaves the Phoenix, somebody use the Hydras for, especially on a big map. Hydras just not smart to go for.
Yeah, one of the problems is that Hydras are so immobile, and also, of course, Phoenixes do a lot of damage against Hydralisks, so if you don't have a huge bunch of them, then you can't really do too much pressure to the Phoenix. You are always in a position where you are afraid that the Phoenix will be able to just lift off the Hydras and then take down the Hydralisk.
Yep, and he's barely going to save this Nexus. Stops the run by as well, but he's going to lose several probes if he controls those lings. Actually, both players really nicely controlled there. Very few probes lost. And the Phoenixes continue to be annoying in the main base right now. I think they want to try to get an Infestor maybe if it pops out, but he's going to be careful because the Infestor also wants to get the Phoenixes, so it's going to come down to a control battle there.
It's a bit surprising to me that he doesn't check for Overlords. He must know that there are more Overlords on the map that he can take right now if he just scouts a little bit. But he uses the energy that he has to take down drones, and this is so important, especially when you kill the gas drones of your opponent. He might just forget to put them in. The Overlord actually a little bit suicidal, heading straight for the Phoenix.
It's like, just get it over with.
Yeah.
I'd hate to be, the worst type of Overlord to be is the one that gets shot by a hallucinated Phoenix. You see like your light flash before your eyes, you think you're done, you're like, this is it. And then you just don't take damage.
He can lift the, he could have actually lifted the
Infestor there.
Infestor,
yeah. It was alone.
Well, looking at there's another Infestor, but that's only one Infestor, so he would have been able to, they would have been able to take it down for sure.
Yeah. He may have been out of energy at that moment, I suppose, but...
Oh, that's the rest at the bottom of the ramp, okay.
He sees the hatchery to the top right. That's another thing these Phoenixes are so useful for. They're so fast, they're great for scouting. He can actually spread them into 5 locations if he wants and check every single base on the map later on. He can use them to pick out Infestors, you know, like you said earlier, if they're isolated, but also in a fight, they can be used for that.
Exactly. When it comes to the fight later and those Phoenixes enter from a good angle, they can lift every single Infestor. They don't even have to kill them. Just delaying the fungals, delaying Infested Terrans is so crucial in a fight.
And they also oftentimes absorb Corruptor Fire against Colossi. They're just a great unit to open with. Even though Stargate play is falling out of style a little bit, MC and Younghwa, 2 players playing for the same team today, you know, on the same roster together, definitely showing that it is a viable strategy still.
Killing those few queens in the early game. That was already worth it, and then you take down drones. I mean, let's have a look at it. 12 workers killed so far by Younghwa. Good job. Those Phoenixes paid off.
They certainly
That's
did.
for sure.
This is actually an awkward attack. If he doesn't really do damage here, he will likely lose every single Infestor. The Corruptor Ball comes in. Look at how quickly he's able to drop those Infested Terrans down, but they're being picked up from the back. The Infestors are, that is, and I think this may not have been the best choice to attack like this.
Not really. Those Colossi don't have a problem at all, and everything is now about to die. He can just blink, and he does.
And now where the Infestors are running, but where are they running to? They do not have the burrow upgrade, so they can't hide.
Wow, Younghwa didn't lose anything in this attack, and now he can still lift. He can lift Infestors, and he does. A circling run by could do some damage, but at the same time, he's losing everything. Here are the links on the way to the third base. There are 2 cannons with a great Sim City. They're still being attacked, but there's too much that's being walked in now.
Way too much here to defend. He will lose 2 Stalkers, it looks like. No, only 1. And look at the split now, 171 to 151. The upgrades for these Stalkers right now, 2-1. He has not started +3 yet, but he will likely do it as soon as he does have the resources.
The bigger story is we don't have tech for Mia.
Yeah, he's got no answer.
You know, this is the style, Linge, Roach, Infestor that we talked about when the game started. Brood Lords are a bit awkward on this map so often, but right now there is just no way of him getting Brood Lords. He doesn't have the tech. He committed everything to this, and Younghwa didn't do damage.
He did not. This is going to be game ending. This attack is just too much. It brings forward. A force field goes down. It's just not even important. The drones are going to die so quickly. The upgrades here for the Frost Army are too strong.
Look how much damage those Phoenixes are now tanking and therefore protecting the Colossi. Finally, the Corruptors are targeting down these Colossi, but it's already too late. They did their damage.
The War Prism is actually saved with 4 hit points left. And this is going to be the end. Younghwa has done it again. He's taken out another Zerg, furthering that great Protoss versus Zerg win rate that we talked about.
He's just a monster in this matchup.
He is GG. I just cannot stress how good this guy is in this matchup right now and how solid he played in that game we just watched. Just a well-executed plan.
Mia tried, but Younghwa, as you said, he had the better plan and he executed it well. There was no transition into the late game for Mia. And Younghwa just straightforward, didn't take any damage in the early stage of the game. Those Phoenixes were able to kill Queens, were able to reduce the production of his opponent. He killed drones. And then later on, they were still helpful, taking down the Infestors and also tanking damage so that the Colossi could still dish out all that damage against the ground units.
MMA not looking too happy over there on the bench. He was taken out by the same player just moments ago. And Genius is looking around. He's sitting on the top right. I just say I think it's time for a Genius to come out. I think they got a Protoss versus Protoss for Sky right now. They are really in dire straits. 2 players left for Slayers. If they fall, it's all over. Younghwa may get another all kill. He may do that.
He might be able to pull
possible,
it off.
man. Like,
3
really
wins so far.
possible. Yeah.
2 players left, 4 Slayers. That's all there is to it.
All he needs is 2 more wins. This guy would then get 2 all kills in a row. I'm not even sure if has that ever even happened before.
A double all kill within 1 season.
Like
I know
back
that
to
we
back.
I know that we have several players that were able to get 2 all kills over the entire history
Like
of
Bomber,
the GSTL.
for example, but I don't know if that's ever happened back to back before. I don't think so.
Was that the last match that they played? Didn't they play against Hosa second? I actually don't even know about the order. Is it back to back?
Actually, that's a good point. No, I think it was back to. I think they played against NSOSA first. Anyway,
It's still within 1 season.
it is. Yeah,
That's the most important part. So
and it's
the rest we can
pretty
look up
recent.
later.
Like it was like a week ago. So that's. He hasn't done it yet, but I'm looking at how the momentum is building here, and I'm a little bit concerned for Slayers. Who's it going to be next?
Oh, here's the bench, and it is Genius.
It's time for Genius to get up and get in that booth and show some of his Protoss versus Protoss skills.
Can he do it? He needs to. And this is a smarter choice than sending out the Zerg for reasons mentioned.
Yeah, I think it's the only choice they can make right now. They can't send Ryung yet. Ryung is going to have to be the final player. And here come the earbuds. Look at that. He's got like a half smile. Younghwa is he's so cheeky right now because he knows he's in a great position. And he's already done what he's needed to do for his team. And all he's thinking about right now is, am I going to get another all kill? Really?
The problem is, even if Younghwa loses, we have so many players on the LJM bench, and Younghwa has no pressure.
Exactly.
He knows that he was already able to defeat 3 players of Slayers. So everything that he had to achieve to accomplish is done for now. Everything else is a bonus.
He's going to be thinking, they had to send a Protoss out against me. That's a pretty volatile matchup. That's a matchup where anything can happen. Build order-wise, you can just lose the game. It's all about control oftentimes when both players go for the same builds, and it's about splitting your units, but this is a scary matchup for Genius as well. He knows that this is not going to be something that... I mean, Protoss vs. Protoss obviously is a skill-based matchup, but there are some things in the early game that can mess with you, and sometimes you just lose right off the bat without even getting to really play your game.
And Genius in the WCS did not really look impressive in his PvPs.
Yeah.
Yes, he won a few of them, but every single best of 3 in the WCS Korea that he won in the mirror matchup, he looked a little bit shaky, and he could have lost those games easily. Most of them were down to the last unit or 2 or 3 units.
And that's why it's a shame that Puzzle cannot be here today, because I feel like Puzzle would have been the much more reliable Protoss versus Protoss player to use in this case. Plus, in all other matchups, Puzzle is pretty good. But he's not here today. He's been having some problems, so not able to participate. And the map of choice is actually going to be Cloud Kingdom. That's pretty cool because...
I want to see Blink Stalkers once again. This is exactly what Genius did so often in the WCS Korea.
Something to think about, though, is that this means that Genius will not be able to play a Terran on Cloud Kingdom, which this is a match where Terrans have been really struggling on this map against Protoss so much. So he has to make the choice, and the fact that he's chosen Cloud Kingdom here means that Blink Stalkers are very likely.
I think the time to think about the next opponent is over at this point. They really have to focus on it map by map, player by player, because right now thinking about the rest of the LGIM bench, yes, you have to take that into considerations at some point, but now is not the time anymore. Being on the last 2 players, Slayers has to really take it 1 game at a time and do their best.
They really do. It's going to take baby steps now for them to get back into this series. Younghwa just looking on fire. I cannot stress it enough. I really felt that last game was kind of like the tipping point. It's almost as if he can't be stopped now. Genius is the great choice that Slayers made, the best choice they could have made by far. But he has to come through it for them, you know? Just picking him alone is not going to get them victory.
It was a very ballsy decision to pick Mia here. And, well, we've seen how Younghwa deals with the Zerg these days.
Yeah. There's actually a fly buzzing around us right now. We're trying to take care of it. I just have to... I usually don't say things like this on stream, but when there's like a fly or something flying around us, but did you get it?
No, but I chased it away. It's gone now.
It's driving us crazy, man.
Do you guys know these small fruit flies? We have just one in front of us, and the entire time it's buzzing in front of our screens, in front of our faces. Oh my god, it's back. Ah, it's a fruit fly of Doom Wolf.
We gotta do something about this.
I'll get a flamethrower in the break.
Yeah, I think that's the appropriate response. You can make a homemade from.
Oh yeah!
Did you get it?
Oh yeah!
Nice.
Die, fruit fly, die.
Don't beat the dead horse. It's gone.
Yeah, I nearly ripped my suit, but yes, I got it.
All right, excellent. Now, still no join on the lobby from Genius yet. Okay, now he's pending. He's in. So we're gonna start things up pretty soon here. Probably had some settings he wanted to test out before the match started.
I love PvP on this map. I really like it, especially when you have this aggressive style by one of the players and the other one trying to defend a little bit, which we've seen so often, especially since we've seen a lot of creator plays in the last, in WCS. So, this could be good. I mean, honestly, if Genius loses, I personally think it's over. But we've seen crazy comebacks. Can he pull it off though? I think Genius has good chances here. He is the right choice now against Yonghwa. That's the choice that players might have gone for earlier, but now we have this PvP on our hands. A